that you have a tendency to make the outrageous statement. Would it be more politic to perhaps not mention Mother Teresa in the same breath as Hitler?
I'm not a political person.
I'm sorry?
I'm not a politician. I simply call a spade just a fucking spade.
Osho lit, bro. This is great. I love this guy, man. I love this guy. I love that he can be whoever he wants to be. He doesn't have to act out of that box that people try to put around him. And he shows it with rebellion. He shows it with when they try to make controversy. He almost doubles down on the controversy. He says something a bit more abrupt to go like, listen, I'm not going to be controlled by what you're trying to do here. A lot of media and people in general want to shame us in our actions because they can guilt trip you over pretty much anything. And so I love that Osho is a firm man and his wildness stays intact. This is incredible.
Make sure I know how to spell that.
Yes.
What's the purpose of all this?
What's the purpose of all this?
What is the purpose of your life? Is there any purpose of your life? To take my interview?
I'm sorry?
They say to take mind reading?
To take my interview?
To take my interview?
I'm sorry?
To take my interview is your purpose of life.
You've got me.
There are things which have no purpose. Life has.
Sometimes this reminds me of sometimes in Zen Buddhism, when people weren't caught in the moment, they could tell that they weren't in the moment. They just bash them with a stick, and that pain, that sensation, that immediate just hit, it gets them securely back in the moment. And so you have to realize this is what Osho does to many people as well, is he'll hit you with the stick metaphorically or with his words, his phrases, his actions, his wildness to get you out of your normal loop, your normal mental loop. And that's what frees you from the program, the matrix of your own personality or personal reality. And he's very effective here. The interviewer seems to let down his guard here. We'll see.
No purpose. There are things which have no purpose. Life has no purpose. Love has no purpose. Beauty has no purpose. Blissfulness has no purpose. Things which are in the category of purpose are mundane. Machines have purpose.
Machines.
Man has no purpose. What is the purpose of dancing and rejoicing and singing and painting?
It has no purpose. It's expression through an act, which is really no purpose at all. When you go dancing, you don't have any end goal. You're not trying to get to a destination. And that's his point. That's his intrinsic point, is we all talk about purpose, and we're trying to get somewhere. And we're so focused on that we relinquish the now. The experience of joy within the natural state of the now because of purpose. And we're conditioned that purpose exists. And Osho here explains that maybe purpose doesn't exist, and he's using metaphor or art as a dance. Let's take a look.
And writing poetry. What is the purpose of dancing and rejoicing and singing and painting and writing poetry? What is the purpose of Michelangelo or Leonardo da Vinci or Picasso? Once somebody asked Picasso, while he was painting, that I have been watching for 2 hours, but I can't see what is the purpose of your painting. Picasso said, I was going to ask you because you have been watching for 2 hours. Perhaps you may have figured it out by now.
That's really cool. That's really cool because when you don't have an end goal, or which is another word for purpose, I think, and you're just doing it for the in the moment expression, you just have this dance with it and it comes out alive with juice, with genius, because you didn't try to logically control and restrict the outcome based upon rationality. It's an expressive art form. So is life. It's an expressive art form. And I think that's what he really wants us to understand is day to day is an expressive art form.
And he said something really significant. Nobody goes to a rose flower and asks what is the purpose, why you are.
Beautiful. A beautiful rose. What is the purpose of a rose? Like, come on, guys. This is beautiful. These metaphors are enlightening. They're very, very potent. And I hope you understand that when you can settle back into the moment, when you can really grasp it again without the noise of the mind or the future or the purpose, you can smell the nectar of life, aka you can smell the sweetness of life. You know it's all around you. You know you've plugged into these things before. You see a waterfall, you see a flower, something jolts you out of your normal behavior, and you feel connected, interconnected. There's a juice that is there, and it's the sweetness of life. And I think what he's encouraging is that we can tap into this more often than not if we want to pay attention to it. But if we're burdened down by purpose, we have no time to smell the roses.
And if the rose flower can dance in the wind, in the rain, in the sun, and nobody bothers him about purpose, then why people bother me? I am enjoying painting, that's enough. More than that is not needed. A purposive
Society overcomplicates life in what we need to feel intrinsically, fulfilled. And it's like we need all this stuff or all this acknowledgement or accolades to feel fulfilled. And I think people who really get it, and I'm far from that, but I feel like people who really get it, like Osho, you don't need a lot. In fact, when you've been through the pitfalls of life, the pain of life, you realize that just waking up and having this most simplest of things is truly blissful. And that's what Osho's saying is his painting is, that's all he needs. He doesn't need anything more. But what about you? How much do you need to feel fulfilled? Like truly fulfilled. That's the distinction, is Osho feels truly fulfilled with just that small thing that he can do, master, go create, understand, express. And I think there's something very powerful about that.
life is the life of a slave.
Let's hear that again.
More than that is not needed. A purposive life is the life of a slave.
That is so powerful.
A life without any purpose is playful.
This is true. You get it. You see it. So we've been conditioned in a certain way, particularly in the West, that this is how we're supposed to operate in life. And so we kill that playfulness within, that playfulness that we have around us at all times inside ourselves and what we do out here. How many people allow themselves to play, to let go, to breathe, to just be lighthearted again, wholehearted again, playful and exuberant again? It's the same thing. Exuberance and playfulness is the exact same thing. This is a great lecture. It's a great talk.
It has immense joy, moment to moment, but it has no tomorrow, no end.
Woo!
It is not going anywhere. It is simply being now and here. I'm enjoying myself. My people are enjoying with me. What more is needed? The people who ask these questions, the outsiders, are not aware why they are asking it.
This goes back to like the line of questioning that he gets from these interviewers. I find is disrespectful, and they're just completely ignorant of what he actually teaches.
Their life has no joy.
Bingo. This is true. Okay? This is conditioning. It's programming, it's propaganda. It's been installed into us where most of us are half alive because we're burdened down by, honestly, probably purpose. That's a really good way to surmise or summarize the extent of how much we're trying to chase for happiness. Very powerful. And that's why he says purpose leads to slavery. And there's a way to intrinsically build your skills. We love to master things as a human species. We love to create. And we don't just want to create average. We want to get to our absolute peak. But I don't think that's the same as chasing purpose for purpose's sake. I think it comes to the love of the craft, of the expression, of the playfulness.
No song, no flowering, no fragrance. They are just dragging their life.
Gosh, man.
So naturally the question arises in their mind, what is the purpose? A healthy person never asks, what is the purpose of health? A healthy person never goes to the doctor to inquire, just find out why I am healthy. Only the sick goes to inquire the cause of his sickness. Health is natural. Sickness is unnatural. To live joyfully
Is natural.
is natural. There is no purpose and no end.
Guys, if this is not blowing you away, I truly hope it is, because this is so enriching. It's like medicine to the soul.
It is intrinsically valuable.
Oh, wow. Holy cow. That was incredible. Thank you so much to Osho and his legacy. Thank you so much to all those people who take the time to look into their nature and to amazing mystics like Osho. I mean, incredible. Thank you so much for paying attention to this with me. I hope it left you in a better place. Thank you so much for checking out the community. If you haven't subscribed all the way already, welcome aboard. We appreciate you, and I will catch you on the next one. Thank you so much for your time.